Let's look at the next slide. Oh, fuck.
Jesus fucking hell.
Christ. Nigga, look at South Carolina.
God.
That's a football field. The reason why I say history is very important is because I want you to keep in mind a question that I thought about when I was initially researching, which is, where do y'all think the racists went after the Civil War? Do you think that
they went to Pluto or some shit and got blew up?
What's that place they built that white town at?
Arkansas, was it? Yeah,
Arkansas.
sounds about right. About white.
Sounds about white.
I was gonna say, the thing is that we keep forgetting is that, like, no, the racist niggas who lost the Civil War didn't just fade into nothingness. Nope. They didn't just lose and be like,
snap.
oh, well, I guess I love the nigga now.
Nope, they got they went to like, they got
No.
like to like 80
That-
and their kids got to like 30.
Yeah,
that's
no.
where the fuck
Yeah.
they
What
went. They've been
happened
teaching them
was
this whole time.
Them Confederate niggas, them lawmakers who were supporting the Confederates, they lost. They said, damn, I guess we can't do this shit no more. Then they clocked in to work the next day and found a way to continue doing the same thing.
Yep.
So, let's set the scene. The Democrats right now, as a part of their own bullshit, because, you know, they're still trying to, nationally, Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries and all them are fucking missing in action and still are not speaking out about, like, really effectively about the shit that's going on. But despite all that, what usually happens is when a president wins an election, the following a midterm election, which is 2 years after that election, they usually always lose the House because, you know, people voted for one party a couple years ago and then they get fed up, so then they vote for the other party. So even with the Democrats being at the worst, like, approval rating they've had in like 40 years right now, despite the fact that the other side is literally fascist, which that's hard to fucking do.
Yeah.
Even with that, they're still on track to get a majority, if not like a slim majority in the House in 2026 when that midterm election comes up.
What day is
And
that?
that's,
What day is that? That's
it's like in November. I think it's like the same day as, all the other elections. And that's important because the reason why the Democrats are on track to win, despite the fact that they're like hated right now, is because the Republicans have been doing some nut shit. We've talked about it. They had the big beautiful bill. They just had the president is on the Epstein's list. And we're just casually bullshitting about
cool
that.
with it.
The nigga did the tariff war priorities. The tariff war that happened at the very beginning of his presidency. That
Didn't he
was
just
throwing the
ramp that
economy
shit
out of
back
work.
up too?
Yeah,
Yep.
we're still doing that shit.
All right.
We're talking about they just did a massive transfer of wealth up to the 1%. All these programs are getting slashed.
Trillions.
And they're not even going outside to their town halls because their constituents hate them. I'm seeing footage of Republican districts that were plus 10 Republican.
Yeah.
That they're like, we don't fuck with this. And they're like yelling at the nigga. They're like, how much?
And this nigga's on the top of the White House.
That's why they're making
And this nigga's on the top of the White House
bullshitting on
trying to
3-5.
build nuke heads and shit. Bullshitting.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
You're bullshit.
Yes, so
Bullshitting.
Republicans are making a concerted effort to not go to town halls right now because no one fucking likes them.
Gonna get there.
So they know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Trump and them start panicking. I don't know if y'all remember during the 2020 election, when the nigga lost Georgia, and they were like, this cannot be. How the fuck did we lose Georgia? He got on the phone.
11,000 votes.
He got on the phone with, I believe, the attorney general or whoever. He got on the phone with the attorney general or whoever's responsible for the election, and he was like, I need you to find me 11,500 something votes so we can win the state, because that's how much he was behind Joe Biden by. You can't do that. What do you mean find the vote? You lost.
Where the fuck are you gonna find
Democratic
that?
process. You lost. So that was just the beginning of it. Now I'm like, oh, deja vu, right? Oh, the Secretary of State. It was Brad Raffensperger or some shit. So he called him up and was like, yeah, we need it. And the nigga, this was the time when Republicans still had some sanity left in him. He was like, sir, we can't do that, XYZ. And then he got charged over that because you can't fucking do that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I seen what was going on in Texas. I'm like, I'm starting to get some deja vu.
Yeah, for sure.
Trump called up the Texas legislature, Greg Abbott, the governor, all the people in the Republican side in the Congress, and was like, yo, these niggas about to clear us in this midterms. Y'all need to find us 5 seats in Texas. Y'all need to gerrymander, redraw these fucking lines, and give us 5 extra seats because it's looking like approval rating wise we might lose this bitch.
Didn't they say like the timelines of redrawing the lines in the states? That's like per decade.
Yes. So let me explain gerrymandering before we get into the broader conversation. So to those of you who don't know what gerrymandering is, basically, there are congressional districts in the country. That's how we have the 435 members in the House of Representatives. And how those lines, what section of land in the state determines like what is a congressional district, can be determined in multiple ways. It can either be a nonpartisan third party draws the districts after every 10 years when we get the census numbers to keep the districts like proportionate, like roughly similar amount of people in each district.
Some fair shit.
So there are a lot of states and more Democrat states. Democrats do gerrymander as well, but more Democrat states tend to use independent commissions like California does. California could be fucked to high hell and not have a single Republican in that bitch if they decide not to use their independent redistricting, which they've been doing this whole time.
Yeah. Gavin Newsom.
So
Lock the fuck in.
Lock in, nigga.
Lock the fuck in.
So it's either that or the party that's running the state legislature gets to determine their own voter district maps. That's called gerrymandering.
Written.
So the Republicans, basically what Trump was trying to argue was that the Republicans should hold, I'll actually get to that afterwards, but basically in Canada, they do nonpartisan districting in all their like provinces or states or whatever. In the US, they let them do it. And it's supposed to be every 10 years because the population changes, we get the census numbers. What the Republicans in Texas have done is said it's 2025. We're halfway through this decade, and next year is a very important election. So let's, in the middle of the decade, redraw this fucking line. It's not because
Literally
the population changed. It's not because more people came into Texas. We got to really find out how to. I'm not sure completely yet, but I believe there's going to be challenges.
For sure.
There's going to be challenges, and you know the Supreme Court is wonky on some bullshit, and we'll get to that and everything right now. But basically, they were like, yeah, Trump needs these districts so we don't fucking lose for all the bullshit we've been doing, and I don't care it's in the middle of the district. Let's call a special session and redraw the fuck out of these maps so we can get 5 extra seats.
Nuts.
Which is some nut shit, right?
Shit.
Nuts.
Okay, so the governor, just to go over a little timeline of what's happening on the ground. Greg Abbott, the governor, called a special session in late July, and they wanted to redraw their map and make it into law, right? To stop that from happening, because you need 3/4 of the members of like the Congress present to like vote in Texas or whatever on anything. To stop that from happening, a bunch of the Texas lawmakers, I believe like 52 or 56 of them, left Texas.
Damn.
And they went to Illinois, and they went to New York, and they went to like other Democratic cities, because if they're not there, then they don't have the legally required amount of people there to vote on anything. So the Republicans can't do shit right now. So that's currently where we're at the standoff. A bunch of Texas Democrats are in Illinois right now, and J.B. Pritzker is kind of like taking care of them, making sure that they can like live and be away from the state, because you don't make a lot of money as a state representative. So it's like, you can't just come out here and get your Airbnb and stay out here for like a month or however long it takes. So, and they also did the sleazy shit when they called this session. You want to know what they put first, like up on their agenda? They put this redistricting shit to vote on. And then what you put next at the bottom of the agenda was the disaster relief for the floods that just happened.
So they're making you wait. Oh, these niggas
So
are
the Republicans
ridiculous.
got a phone call from the president, said, you need to find me these 5 extra seats. And in order to do that,
right in hell.
so in order to do that and make the Democrats look
get the
bad,
relief. Fuck out of here.
in order to do that and make the Democrats look bad, they said, we're going to get to this relief that y'all going to get.
And then they're going to frame it and blame them and be like, whoa, the only reason why you guys haven't got the relief is because the Democrats won't allow us to vote on it.
Yeah.
These niggas are fucked.
They literally make the excuses as their
These niggas is fucked. They moving so fast, and this is why we can't have Stephen A. my nigga.
Yes, because you don't know what you're talking about.
Militant, my nigga.
So what Trump's argument was, Abel slide.
He said,
So what Trump's argument was for finding these 5 seats, right? He's not gonna ever come out and be like, yes, I'm a fascist. Yes, I don't think niggas should have correct voting representation. X, Y, Z. He says he says that the Republicans should have a bigger share of House districts in Texas given the election results in 2024. And this analysis that I seen in the AP, actually, is this from that? Nope, this is from CBC. They talk about how it's not borne out by the data. Trump took 56% of the votes in 2024 in Texas. He got 56% of the vote. And that same election gave the Texas Republicans 63% of the House seats. So you're already overrepresented because of how they drew the districts. And pretty much how gerrymandering works. Texas, right? Pretty much this is in Texas. Okay. Pretty much how gerrymandering works is, let's say the JAAM and our audience is in the Chicagoland area. How you draw a district, there are 2 ways you can do. You can either pack. So you could say, let's say we're all in Chicago, and you know the JAAM fam is about to vote for the Democrats. So you could just draw a box around all of us and keep us in that one district, and then at the minimum, we'll get 1 seat.
Yeah, it's gonna get everything.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Or what you can do is, okay, I know the JAAM and all their family is living in New York. So what I'm going to do is draw a bunch of different boxes that go through, or in Chicago. So I'm going to draw a bunch of different boxes that go through Chicago and split up as many of the JAAM fam as possible into other areas where there's also Republicans there. So it gives the Republicans a chance to win
So it's
that
like
area.
a 3-to-1 splits in every.
So it really, so how, depending on how you draw the map, you could have like a bunch of districts that are just accurately represented, or you could say there's a bunch of niggas here, let me carve up these neighborhoods to make sure that each district has like one nigga in it, and they're not gonna beat us, so we're just gonna win.
For the visual learners, this is the pool of niggas, right?
It's getting weird.
And then over here is like the pool of Republicans, right?
My mind racing.
Why?
Okay, let's do this.
Why you got the hand?
The niggas here, the Republicans here, right? They gon' take the Republicans. The niggas, they gonna slice a little bit right here. So now it's only a little bit of niggas and a lot of Republicans.
Yeah,
Yes.
get you half nigga.
And you just do that over and over again, so that you can get so many. Okay,
All right.
all right. So then you just and you just do that over and over again. So pretty much, right?
So now
Niggas is having shit come to him.
Just having shit come to him. So pretty much, that's pretty much what they've been trying to do in Texas to give themselves more power, and to shield themselves from the consequences
Not
of their actions.
fascism yet, though.
Priorities.
So after the Democrats left, because they're like, we're not about to let this shit happen. Governor Greg Abbott has threatened to arrest them.
Yeah, they already got an arrest warrant.
A bunch of them are in Chicago right now, actually. So a bunch of them are probably like right up the street from where we're at. But
Yeah, y'all could have came on the JAAM. Get the story out. Bullshit.
But they said that they
radar shit.
They said that they
immediately.
got arrest warrants for lawmakers, but they can't enforce them beyond Texas. So.
Yeah.
And Jasmine Crockett, when they broke quorum before, she also got a warrant. And she like framed that
She
bitch
just
and was
framed
like,
her warrant.
she was like, they gave me one too, and I'm still here, nigga. Go do what you
Written.
do. Yeah.
Frame that
Yes,
shit.
you
Yeah.
framed that
Framed
shit.
it, put on her desk.
Yeah. So that's
Shout
fine.
out Jasmine.
Now, right? It's a legal gray area whether or not they can actually be arrested or face any consequences, but they will each be facing like $500+ fines for like each day because they changed it last time the Democrats.
JB Pritzker's a
of
billionaire. Pay that motherfucker. Out.
JB Abdul.
They also said that, if you accept any campaign donations to pay the fines, we're gonna prosecute.
The Republicans said that.
Yeah.
The Republicans
They
said
said they
that.
were gonna what?
The Republicans, notoriously admirers of campaign finance.
Like, what are we talking about? Nigga, I would take that $1 million and go buy a Birkin, nigga. You're bullshitting.
Yeah, you said they were gonna what?
They said that they're going to try to prosecute them if they find that they accepted donation money to like try to pay for the fines that they're going to get for leaving the state, which, they're threatening, they're trying to be like angry or whatever, which they don't have.
You don't have shit.
Ken
They're just
Paxton,
running.
he's the attorney general and he's corrupt as the fuck. And
Yeah,
I,
like, bro.
I don't think that the
Bro,
Democrats on the ground
if
are
it's
smart.
me, I'm going to keep it a beezy. I'm not listening to shit y'all are telling me.
No.
Y'all
Why
haven't
would
listened
you?
to shit in the last 8 months.
That's
fuck
okay.
all.
Like,
We're gonna
stop it.
We're gonna get to why the history part is so important because, like, I feel like we're just kind of devoiding it of context, right? Because the issue is, let's get into the arguments. What people have been saying, and the number one argument that Republicans who have been switched off this entire time have been making is that, well, both parties do it. Democrats and Republicans both gerrymander, so why is JB Pritzker standing up and saying XYZ, or why are the Democrats doing this now? Okay, you have to be, and if you are someone who's not involved in the political system, you feel like you're just kind of clocked out. That's one thing to not get it, but listen up. People who are lying to you are trying to lie to you. Both Republicans and Democrats do gerrymander, and that's why gerrymandering in and of itself is kind of a problem.
It is.
Right?
Like, in general. I found out about I'm like, this is the dumbest shit in the world.
But, right, there's differences in scale here.
Always.
So,
as there always is with Republicans and Democrats.
So, first of all, let's begin. So, the Republicans do it more. Let's click on our first fucking map. Because I remember when I was a kid and I learned like about gerrymandering for the first time, I always got told the conventional wisdom was like, yeah, they both do it, but the Republicans do it more. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I thought everyone knew that. if you look at this graphic up top, it tells you which party's in control of redistricting in each state. So which one is the one drawing the line?
Yeah, for instance, right, when JJ was mentioning California, how we brought up the independent people that draw up California, that's why it's yellow.
Yeah, that's why California is orange, because they have a commission, independent. Every state that's orange has an independent commission that does it. Every state that's blue, the Democrats do it. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 states.
Yeah, 8 or 9
states.
8, 9, 10 maybe.
Damn, that's real bad. We got a real bad corruption problem on the Democratic side.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
The vast majority of this country is red right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I count 21.
You count 21
I
states.
count 21
And everyone
red
does
states.
it.
21 states in which Republicans are drawing the maps themselves and gerrymandering the fuck.
What do you want?
So we see
Think about how much that would
It's
affect
cool when
the
they
election.
do it. It's a problem when I do it.
Fuck
Fuck 'em. Yeah,
Exactly.
Fuck 'em.
That's
So-
like actually like.
So we can see that at least even more Democratic states like Michigan, states like California, states like Arizona, states like Washington will usually, or a lot of them are doing their independent shit, or they'll have the Democrats do it, or they'll have any other thing. But the Republicans like, oh, we got this DEI. Let's run this shit up and make sure our numbers are inflated as much as possible. Yeah, which is also how the 3/5 compromise happened, which is funny that we were talking about that.
We were talking about 3.
Think about your history. Every time the South or these niggas who are conservatives nowadays don't get exactly what they want, they take their ball and they go home.
Yep.
The whole reason why the 3/5 compromise had to happen was because if the North had their way, the South would not get any representation for the black people that they don't even consider to be human.
Human, yeah.
But they wanted some of that, but they didn't want to count them as full humans. So
they
said
redrew
3/5.
some lines. Yeah, bullshit.
So they said 3/5. With this, they know that if it was left up to an independent committee, they'd probably get blown the fuck out because there's a lot of urban centers in these red states. So let's carve up these bitches of like as much as possible so that we can control the legislatures and we can control the lines. This is not the extent to which it goes. Let's go to our next picture, right? So I was looking in, I believe this is research from the AP, and they compared like basically the expected amount of representation each state should have compared to what they actually got because of their gerrymander. So you can see
okay.
So you can see these are blue states,
Wait, so
right?
the light
the further
blues-
the dots are apart, the more representation they actually got as opposed to what they would have had if it was done more fair. So you see that there is gerrymandering for some of the states that are blue, right? You see Massachusetts has it bad, New Jersey has it bad, Maryland's pretty bad, New York's pretty bad, but a lot of them are also.
So that dark blue's actual.
Dark blue is what their
light
actual
blue is
was.
expected. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
the ones where the dots are really close, that means that it was pretty accurate.
Yeah, they drew it up pretty accurate, like
Yeah.
California.
Like
as you can see.
California.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Jersey is fucked.
So let's go to Jersey. Fuck, and they talking about doing more because of the shit that they've been doing.
Richard.
Yep.
Let's look at the Republicans.
Keep doing it.
Let's look at the next slide. Oh, fuck.
Jesus fucking hell.
Fucking Christ. Nigga, look at South Carolina.
God.
That's a football field. Shit. These niggas drew
You don't
these
have
fuck.
opinion
You
in
can
that
see.
bitch. You can't say shit.
There is one Republican state where the dots are touching,
Jesus,
and that's
bro.
Kentucky.
Good.
Because there's so many Republicans that live there, they don't even got a gerrymander.
Yeah.
They said, all right,
They're like,
fuck.
hey, it ain't no black people here regardless.
So even
They all related.
Hey, do it right there.
so even when you look at the data, you can see that there is an actual clear and pronounced difference between how much the Republicans do it and how much the Democrats do it. So
Let's change that.
So,
Let's change.
Gavin Newsom.
the AP
Gavin
also compared its findings with data compiled by Warsaw. I'm not sure who that is, but using a similar formula for hundreds of congressional and state legislative elections dating to the 1970s. That analysis showed that Republicans' advantages early in the decade, from 2010 to 2016-ish, and then it decreased from 2016 to 2020. But that influence that they had, as expected with changing voter demographics, the Republican advantage electorally lasted longer in more states than for either party in the previous decades going back to the 70s. After they drew the maps after the 2010 census,
70s,
the
50
Republicans gave themselves a bigger advantage than both parties had seen in the last 50 years. This is why we're seeing these results.
So we're bullshitting thinking that it's, again, the same thing. There's so many. It's even like the immigration thing, right? You talk about immigration and the immediate thing is, oh, Obama deported people too. We are bullshitting like we don't know it's not the same thing.
And
it's not at the same
Yes,
levels.
make it
It's
same.
like
And
stop
I will-
it.
And when you make
never
it,
is.
like even the start of like with the whole mandate of like people saying, well, everyone does it. No, you can't say that because it like you can't dismiss it.
Yeah,
in the
Neutron
same
was
way
a
as like
thing.
you can't compare.
And I will say, we're talking about Texas. This is why the history is so important, because Texas and the
yeah.
South have been doing
Yeah,
voter ID
been.
laws,
Yep.
voter suppression in the 60s and the 50s. They were doing the poll taxes. These are the same niggas. So why are we? The Democrats do it too, and oh my God, you have no leg to stand on. These niggas
We're
are
like
doing the
completely
same thing in
forgetting
different
like
spots
Civil
for
War.
70 years.
Yeah, like what are we talking?
For 100
it's been
plus
longer.
years.
I was in the 100 Civil War.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Texas, right, created a disparate burden. This was I was looking
Texas.
into.
I'm
I was-
sorry, real quick. Texas itself, isn't Texas itself like redrawn because of
Yes.
the whole like Spaniards and like in itself it was a whole
Texas
thing.
ain't even ours for
Well,
real.
yeah, you got like taken away or some shit like that.
Texas
Wasn't
is
it
its
like?
own unique thing. Texas is well, I mean, Texas has its history of like coming us taking.
I'm just
Mexico.
I know. I'm just saying like in that regard, like it was taken from Mexico and shit like that.
Yeah.
In that same breath, they've been doing the same redrawn shit and bullshitting since like hundreds.
That
of years
entire
at this point.
coalition that became the South in the Civil War has been fucking around forever.
Bullshitting.
And they did a study into voter suppression and stuff that's happening in Texas. And one of the nuggets that I found, they said Texas created a disparate burden on voters of color by limiting the availability of ballot drop-off locations. Governor Greg Abbott restricted the ballot drop-offs by issuing an emergency proclamation to bar counties from providing more than one drop-off location for mail-in ballots during
Meaning you'd
early
have-
voting. This was during the 2020 election.
Meaning you'd have to drive like
So-
40, 50 hours. Yeah,
And
it's
think of
Texas,
no,
like-
whatever you think, it's worse
Yeah.
because it'll be county to county, right? But different populations live in different counties. This policy disproportionately affected communities of color in Texas's large, diverse urban counties. Harris County, which is the one where Houston is in, one of the largest and most diverse counties in the country, was limited to a single drop-off location for more than 2.3 million registered voters.
Nuts.
A smaller, predominantly white counties, such as Rains County, which is 84% white with about 8,000 registered voters, and had stayed within the Election Assistance Commission guidelines of one drop-off location for every 15,000 voters. That's the
you only have
guidelines.
8K
The
versus
guidelines is 1
2.3.
for every 15,000 voters, and in Houston's county, he limited it to 1 for 2.3 million. This was in the 2020 election.
These niggas been
This is data that is
Let's
out
stop
there.
acting.
Texas and Republicans have been bullshitting. And then the ice on top of the cake. Yes, Democrats and Republicans do it too. Only difference is the Democrats well, first of all, there was a 2019 Supreme Court decision that basically said that it was from a case from North Carolina that basically ruled that federal courts have no authority to decide whether gerrymandering based on Democrat or Republican lines goes too far. Whose Supreme Court decided that? The one with all the justices that Trump appointed. Basically saying that there's no problem with partisan gerrymandering. And then after that, the Dems introduced the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, which pretty much it gave a bunch of voters a bunch of tools to challenge gerrymandered maps. It strengthened the parts of the Voter Rights Act from the 60s, and it also called for a nationwide ban on partisan gerrymandering.
What happened to it?
What happened to it?
Nigga, you know what happened to that.
Not
bitch.
a single fucking Republican voted for it because they know
fucking
that
not.
the only way to maintain their power is
you
to do
need
the
Of course
same voter
fucking
suppression
not.
shit they've been doing since we were slaves.
You know what I've always thought was hilarious about it? My Jamaican mother grew me up, right? Always saying you gotta vote Democrat, gotta vote Democrat. And I was like, why? Mom, she's like, I don't know, you gotta vote Democrat, right?
Huh?
I think it's almost hilarious to me. Like parties in my head don't even exist for real.
Yeah.
Like Republican, it doesn't
Yeah.
even. In my
It's
head,
just
it's
like it's the
you have
nuances
one
within the
party.
Democratic Party.
I'm gonna say,
and then
in my head, you have one party that's like, okay, the Democratic Party in itself needs to be split into people.
Corporate,
We know those things.
non-corporate,
That exactly.
centrist,
Corporate, not corporate, etc. The Republican Party is a party that has been fucking scraping the ground
Since
for
they-
like 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 years at this
It's the
point, and we're
same
still
people.
allowing these niggas to wait a minute, and acting as if the Republican Party is on the same
Yes.
level. It's not.
It's the
not.
same
It's
people.
never
The
on-
people who they changed names. Yeah, the Democrats of the
It's the same
past who
shit.
were the segregationists became the Republicans, but it's the same people. That same white grandpappy who had his baby in Alabama.
I'ma keep it a bean.
That niggas are inferior.
Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep it a bean. It's like niggas who really trying to complain. Let's put it in basketball terms, my nigga. Like
Basketball terms.
it's really like
It's like if you
it's like
had-
niggas saying like Bron or like KD. Like no, that's not a conversation we're having. KD's a great player, but like nah, I can't even.
You about to get-
disrespect it. I'm disrespecting
You about to
KD.
get dragged.
I'm disrespecting the fuck out that nigga. Hell nah.
It'd be like y'all. It would be like y'all trying to play in a basketball season, and then like halfway through the season, niggas like, all right. So basically, if we score 40, first team to score 45 points, win the game from here on out. And they're doing that because these niggas have gotten fucked over every single time because they actually hate the sport of basketball. But they're just here to like.
No, they say
deliberately
hey,
fuck it
whoever
up.
scores the first 45 points and then they take away your center. You can't.
It's like the nigga who just told me DeAndre Ayton is gonna be a problem for niggas in this next upcoming league and shit. It's not fucking happening.
I think,
Keep it a bean.
and I was gonna say, the reason why I bring this up is because it gets even
Wicked,
worse.
though.
Not only for that voting rights amendment that niggas voted down. Cool. The funny part is, in July 2021, 150 companies signed a letter to support that Voting Rights Act. You know who signed a letter to support the Voting Rights Act? Amazon, Apple, Best Buy, Pepsi, IKEA, Nestle, Macy's, and Target.
And Target, Kai Cenat.
This is how much of a bare minimum step this Voting Rights Act should have been. And these niggas allowed it to be voted down because they know, and they've always known, that the only way the Republicans hold on to political power in this country is if they keep gerrymandering and the Democrats keep not gerrymandering. They've been inflating their political power since the founding of this country because they hold views that are antithetical to the success of people in the country. So they have to make it that they have more representation because no one fucking likes them.
Real.
It's dictatorship.
So,
Real. It's dictatorship.
They've
genuinely
they've
bad.
been,
Been that.
They've been corrupt and racist and shit this entire time. These same niggas did the Civil War, the Confederacy. These same niggas
January
were
6th.
anti-civil rights. These same niggas in 2016 lost the popular vote. Then in 2020 said that they stole it from me, raided the Capitol. Then in 2024 was saying that they was finna steal it before he started pulling away in Pennsylvania. And now in 2026, we about to lose this bitch. Let me get my 5 seats.
These niggas
I don't think
been
they like
doing
democracy.
this. I don't
Nope.
think they
If
like
I'm
democracy.
spitballing, I don't think that these niggas are democratic, which is exactly why, what do we do, guys? I was hoping that we could have a guest to tell us like what we should do at home, but I don't really know what we should do at home. I know that if you are in power, J.B. Pritzker, Kathy Hochul, Gavin Newsom,
You know, I was gonna say,
gerrymander
you know what
the
you do?
ever-living fuck
Yeah.
these niggas, kick these niggas out, get that House majority,
primary
and
to fuck out these niggas.
and then ban gerrymander.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. The last time. I
One
was
final
gonna say
time.
what we
Yep.
do is
What we do is these niggas want to take 5. Okay, give us 10 from Cali and Illinois and New York. Give us like 15 of them bitches. Get like a 5-10 seat majority, and then we can have a conversation about, because you niggas are not here for the democratic process,
You're not here.
right? You can't say, oh, they're doing the same thing. You have no leg to stand on, when these niggas have thrown democracy out the window for the past 5 years.
Yeah, bullshit.
So
Stop
why are
it.
you even caring?
Yeah, stop
Yeah.
it. You have more than the moral clarity and the ability to do that.
Lock
and
the fuck in.
we need to
Yeah,
stop
lock in.
letting these niggas repeat history.
Lock
If
in.
it was up to these niggas, they'd be doing poll taxes right now. Stop
Yep.
bullshitting.
Stop bullshitting.
And I think
if it was
that's
up
why,
to these
and-
niggas,
and I think that's why the criticism that we give them, in a sense of like, bro, you have to damn near play the same game to do it, because you can't keep allowing
Yeah.
fight fire with fire.
You have to not
Over
only that,
50
you have
allow
to
that.
manly fuck up, and you have to fight against weird ass niggas to protect our democracy. Unfortunately, that's the position that we've been placed in.
Yep.
And
That's the
that
timeline
fight,
we're in.
And that
Yep.
fight is not just Texas Democrats' fight. That's all of our fight, especially men's fight.
yeah.
That fight against weird ass niggas. Thank you for watching this long. If you haven't already, subscribe. What is you doing?
What is you doing?
What are
bro?
you doing? You think we just sitting here doing it for nothing?
You think you're gonna sit here and not do
Need
shit?
to
Like,
eat.
hear this shit.
Click that I know you're not subscribed. Click it. Cool.